YouTube channel. The title for this specific video is titled Healing Ourselves. I'll be honest, within my last video, I talked about, chasing your dreams and everything, but if I'm being honest, without healing yourself and doing a lot of reflecting on yourself, it can hold you back within chasing your dreams and honestly just living the life that you feel as if you deserve. I say that because I went through something like that. And there could be someone watching my video who's probably going through the same thing. So I'm just here doing what I found a passion for and just speaking life into any and anyone. I want to be completely honest, and I want to say I hated my childhood. Growing up, if there was a lot of things that I could change, I definitely would go back and change them. But however, you can't change the past. It is what it is. I never felt I had a safe space to, communicate, express myself. As a gay male, being in a Black African household, communication and expressing yourself as gay. Yeah, so you just imagine, everything. I don't know. As a child, I never felt really just happy. I don't know. And I know it may sound really fucked up, but that's the truth. I always had times where, loving myself felt hard due to, how a specific parent can communicate within their child. I definitely feel as if I can have a big conflict within loving yourself. And that's, so that's something else I went through. And honestly, just taking myself serious as well, because, within how a parent can talk to their child, you can kind of do the same way within talking to yourself. Talking down on yourself. Yet little did I know, I was supposed to be my biggest supporter no matter what. And there was a point in my life where I was my biggest enemy. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of us who struggled with a lot of things as a child and, wish we could go back, but, unfortunately, like I said, we can't go back in the past. I believe a few things that helped me with, feeling that way as a child was when I became an adult, I reflected on everything that I went through. And don't get me wrong, that shit was hard as hell. That was probably one of the hardest, besides going into the military, reflecting on my emotions and everything, that was hard as hell. Like, it's just a very emotional thing. Whoever's watching this video, you can definitely get through it though. A few other things that I feel helped me as I became older was, starting therapy. Therapy has helped me in so many ways within my communication skills, within loving myself, within being happier with life as a whole. And I definitely wouldn't sit up here and say, therapy is a quick fix. No, you definitely get what you put in, although I definitely recommend it. Within going to therapy, you can definitely learn a whole new different version of yourself that you honestly wouldn't even think like existed. Or at least for me, that's just what it felt like within my experience. I know some people can go through therapy and like genuinely hate it. Like another thing that helped me was just a spiritual route. I wouldn't necessarily put religion on myself because I just stopped believing in religion. Not saying I don't believe in God, because I definitely believe in God. He is the reason why I can sit up here with a smile on my face and you can't see bags and the sadness in my eyes, if I'm being 100% honest. I feel like he's the reason like so many great things has happened and why I beat the odds. Man, just talking to him, writing to him, specific gospel songs, specific verses in the Bible, man, they can help you in so many aspects once you reflect it and transform it into your life. Within healing yourself, man, I swear, like how I said earlier, I feel as if this is one emotional like roller coaster. Within you doing all this, within you healing yourself, I definitely wouldn't recommend this, be day in the life of healing myself. Like, you need to, take some private time and, work on yourself in private. One thing I don't like about, social media is I feel like everything is like documented in a sense. Like, nothing is like private. Like, everything doesn't have to be broadcasted in a sense, I feel like this last step that helped me heal myself tremendously was honestly forgiving the two people that brought you into this world. This subject is always like a little rough on me because I don't know, just I don't know, I always just think of my childhood once my parents are like in place, and it's always like the negative, because I don't know, I do feel as if the bad outweighed the good. So with me feeling that way, I think, I naturally become sad. But I do feel as if forgiving your parents can be one of the greatest tools that you can do, in this life. I'm not saying forget what happened. I'm not saying act like nothing ever happened. I'm just saying forgive them for your mental sake. Holding a grudge each and every day to a certain person is just unhealthy as hell. And I have a big model of, holding and using all this negative energy onto this person. You could turn it around and spread positive like energy for the sake of you and that person. And I feel like that's what I did with my parents. Like, I forgave them. I've never even had a talk with my parents, with me saying, I forgive you. Like, no, it was just more within myself. Like, I had to forgive them. And I feel as if that doesn't only just, go within your parents. That can go with anyone. That can be within a partner, with an ex-partner, just anyone in general. Me doing that with my parents, it has helped so much. Although everyone has a different perception, within parents, within life. Some people, their parents aren't even here anymore for them to forgive them. Some people, they go through terrible situations where they can't even forgive their parents at all. So yeah, like with that being said, I feel like sometimes we really just gotta be easy on ourselves and be our biggest supporter. Be your biggest supporter, because if you're not your biggest supporter, how do you expect anyone else to support you and, believe in you?